Good day, viewers. My name is Dr. Solomon, aka Mama Boudoir, and thank God for a great day. Like I posted earlier, that will be live. The topic for today is putting yourself in your spouse's shoes. And by the grace of God, we are going to be doing it together. We'll talk about the feelings. We'll talk about forgiveness. We talk about trust. We talk about help. We talk about understanding. And we'll talk about intimacy. All these things, how we can make, how we feel, how we think your spouse feel. Thank you for coming online. Once again, our topic is putting yourself in your spouse's shoes. What does it mean to put yourself in someone else's shoes? It means that you simply put or imagine yourself in the situation or circumstance of him or her that she may be at a particular time. I go again. It's to put your spouse in your shoes simply means to imagine yourself in the situation or circumstances of him or her, so as to understand with her, or to know the opinion or point of view before being quick to judge. Some of us, we judge ourselves. The man judge the woman judging the man, and not even finding out not knowing what could be the problem. We just assume. By the grace of God, this topic is going to deal with some of these things that if this person is going through, if this thing is happening to this person, if it happened to me, how will I feel? How do I handle it? And for you to know at the length at which somebody is going through some particular going through pain, is for you to wear the same shoe. And when you wear the same shoe, you need to walk like miles before you know the extent at which the shoe is paining him or her. Like for instance, I was like, if I'm wearing a cover shoe or a flat shoes, and I've been wearing it for like 1 week, and I'm complaining that I've been wearing these shoes for the past 1 week and I don't feel comfortable in it. You were like, is it not a flat shoe? Flat shoes shouldn't pain you. But I am the one that is wearing the shoes, and I know at the length at which the shoes is giving me pain. You now, for instance, collect the shoe and wear it for like just 30 minutes and say, I've wear these shoes for 30 minutes and it's not giving me any problem. Until you wear it for that 1 week, or you wear it for a long distance, before you can say, I've worn these shoes and there is no problem. But as long as you have not wear that shoe for the period the person your spouse have worn the shoe and he or she is complaining, then you don't know the rate or the length, the pain he or she is going through. Now, I want to also talk about like I said, if you wear the shoe for a shorter period, you may not know the length at which the shoe is paining him or her. When you are hot, you feel bad, and you want to express yourself, or your spouse is expressing him or herself, apologizing, and you have refused that I am not going to forgive you, I am not going to let go. But when you go through the same process, maybe as a man, your wife offended you and she has apologized, and you say over, I cannot forgive, I cannot let go, this is big. And when you do, because we are all human beings, never say never, when you do the same to your wife, maybe you mistakenly step on her leg and you are telling her sorry, and she refused to accept the sorry. A day will come that she will mistakenly step on your leg. When you now tell her sorry, she will expect you to apologize, forgetting that you have been there before. She did the same thing to you and she apologized, and you were unable to take the apology. So putting yourself in somebody else's shoe, your spouse especially, make you to know that if I can feel this way, then my wife or my husband can feel this way. Now, the past and now, I want us to talk about the past and now, as in things that have happened before. That a man and a woman, a man that was not your husband was acting in a way where he was not acting before, or your wife start acting the way she don't used to act before, then you should be able to settle down instead of going into conclusion and say, this woman is like this or this man is like this. You need to settle down, think of that particular, the way she's behaving. After all, this person is not behaving like this. My husband has never been like this. My wife has never been like this. Then what could be the reason why she's acting like this? Is there anything I am doing that I was doing before that I am not doing now? Or is there anything I was not doing now that I am doing now? You need to sit down before you go into conclusion, before you judge. After that, you now say, okay, have I myself been in this situation before? How did I manage it? Or could it be the same way I am feeling now that my wife is doing like this, or my husband is doing like this? Could it be the same way he or she was feeling before? That means she might have been feeling bad, or he might have been feeling bad. So when you put yourself in his or her shoe and remember that the situation of before and now is not the same, then you will definitely know that it is not because she just feel, or you just feel like doing like this. You should be able to come together in agreement and check the difference between the past and now, and know how to fix it together. And when you're fixing things together, husband and wife, when your husband is saying this is the way it will have been, and your wife as well is saying this is the way it will have been, you don't just say, I am a man, it must be my own way. You don't just say, I am a woman, I have said it, and this is, you are right, yes, but that does not mean that because you are right, it must be your own. You can calm down a bit, you can slow down, then think. If my husband is suggesting to me and I'm not taking it, if I'm the one he's suggesting to, will I take it? Put him or her in your shoes. And another one I would like us to talk about is when you try to put each other in each other's shoes, it makes things easy. It makes situation to be easy. It help. It is forgiveness. It makes you to trust each other, and it makes you to believe in each other, and for you to know that this person is going through this at this particular time, then you yourself should put yourself in the shoe. Yeah, I also want to talk about when there is an argument. When there is an argument between you and your spouse, instead of trying to figure out or how to win, instead of you to figure out how to win or try to put him or her in your shoes, like I said earlier, that if you try to judge, you may judge wrong. Never assume. Assumption kills. If by the grace of God you are able to slow down, you want somebody to listen to you during an argument, then listen. You want somebody to forgive you, then forgive. You want somebody to trust you, then trust. Now let's talk about forgiveness on its own. Forgiveness, like I said, if you want your wife or your husband to always forgive you when there is little quarrel, because we are all human beings, and for as long as we live, offenses will surely come. As long as we are still breathing, as long as there is still blood in our vein, and as long as we are still human being, woman and man, husband and wife, it is only God that is 100%. And if we have this knowledge in our mind, we know that, okay, this human being I'm dealing with will always offend me. So like I said, when you're talking about forgiveness and linking forgiveness to putting your wife or your husband in your shoes, if you want your husband to forgive you, anytime your husband do something to you, forgive and forget easily. And you, our dear husbands, we discover that men find it difficult to forgive especially they feel that they are the boss. Some feel that I am in charge. My wife shouldn't my wife shouldn't do this. If I do, your wife is a human being, for goodness, for crying out loud. Like we like for cheating spouse, both men and women, whichever one that is cheating, if you as a man put yourself in your wife's shoes. If your wife should do this, how will you feel? How will you take it? Some men will say, lie, it's not possible. For the fact that it's possible that you can do it, then it's possible that your wife as a human being can do the same. If you know that as a human being you can go wrong, then you should know that as a human being your wife can go wrong. As a woman, if you know your husband as a woman you can go wrong, yes, you too should also know that your husband can go wrong. Now, a man that has gone as air in the area of infidelity, your wife find it easy, and some even find it difficult to apologize. Some find it difficult to apologize. Now your wife, you have done something. Your wife has said, this thing you did, this girl you're going out with, this girl you are talking to, I don't like it. You're always on phone chatting. You're always on phone. The time you're supposed to give me for us to talk about ourselves, you are there busy chatting. If it is your wife that is chatting on phone all the time, chatting, how will you feel? Will you like it? Or a day that you come back from work, you expected your wife to serve you food, and your wife is busy pressing phone and chatting with a colleague or chatting with a brother or sister from anywhere. The same way you will feel, dear man, is the same way you should know that your wife will feel when she need your attention and you're not giving, when she asks you to forgive and you're not forgiving. As a man, you discover that one thing or the other goes wrong on your wife's phone. The same way you explain to your wife, and when she found out something from your phone, is the same way she will expect you that when she explains to you, you should be able to get it and let go and just take it as simple as it is. Sometimes we say the truth, but the other part, your spouse is not believing you. When your spouse is, and especially when you're saying the truth and your husband is not, or your wife is not believing in you, it hurts. So the same way you feel hurt, that's the same way he or she will feel hurt when she's telling you the truth and you don't seem to believe in her. Now, putting yourselves in your spouse's shoes in the area of giving. As a man, you always want to receive. As a woman, you always want to receive, but you don't feel like giving. Give, and it shall be given back unto you. The hand that gives is always on top. And for the fact does not mean that, yes, because he's a man, he should be the one giving. No, for the fact that you are happy when your husband gives you something. You as a woman too, I'm sure that your husband will be very happy when you give her something. So how you feel when she gives or he gives you something is the same way she will feel when the reverse is the case. Now, also, I want to talk about feeling. Our feelings as human beings, as a wife, as a husband, your feeling to each other in the area of putting yourself in your wife or your husband's shoe. The way I feel, the way I react, the way I feel to things is the same way you feel to things as a human being. Why? Because you are human, I'm human. My feelings, I am the one that know what I'm feeling. I cannot be telling you now that I am hungry and you say, how can you be hungry? Are you me? It is only you that know that you are hungry. Until my stomach become your home, that you will now know that of a truth I am hungry. And if it is me, I know that I'm hungry and I'm telling you I'm hungry and you don't believe me, it hurts. And now when you are now hungry, you're telling me that you are hungry. If I don't believe you that you are hungry, it's a feeling. It is you that is feeling it. It's you that knows what is it. Or I tell you I don't have money. You are not in my pocket. If you tell me you don't have money, I should believe you that you don't have money. If you have money and you say you don't have money, so it's your own. So the feelings It's my body. What I feel within me. What I feel within me is only me that know. It's only me that is aware. So for the fact that I feel this way and you are not feeling that way at that time does not mean I am not feeling what I said I am feeling. So for you to be able to know that I am feeling what I'm feeling, you have to be in my shoe. You have to be in my shoes to know whether I feel what I feel or not. Now, let's move to prayers. In my shoe, I put myself in your shoes when we pray. You want me to pray for you as a wife. You want me to pray for you as a husband, but yet you have never in your life or in any you don't see any reason why you should pray for me. You don't see any reason why you should pray for me, but you expected me to be praying for you, to be doing night vigil for you. No, it's vice versa. Pray for me, I pray for you, because if it's good for you as a husband, it's good for me as a wife. If it's better for me as a wife, it's better for you as a husband, because we are one by the grace of God. So when we want to link prayer into putting yourself in my shoe, as much as you want me to pray for you, then you should be able to pray for me, and don't be selfish about the prayers. That is that. Now, I want to talk again about understanding. You don't want to understand me. You don't want to take your time to study who I am. And you want me to invest my whole life on studying and understanding you. It's discouraging. I do it for 1 year. I do it for 2 years. And you have not used 1 hour out of the whole moment to say, okay, what is even wrong with this person? How is this person? What can I do that she will be angry? Excuse me, what can I do that she will be angry, or what can I do that he will be angry as a man, as a woman? But some of us, we don't you as a husband, you have not taken your time to understand your wife. You, madam, as a wife, you have not taken your time to understand your husband, and you want your husband to understand you. The same way you feel bad that your husband does not, mama, I greet you. The same way you feel that your husband is not understanding you as a woman, you feel bad that before I open my mouth to talk, I expected my husband, God bless you, ma, I expected my husband to be able to know before I open my eyes. My husband should know what I want to say. Before I blink my eyes, then my husband should be able to read my mood. Are you able to read his mood? Are you able to read her mood? Don't put him in your shoes. If you are able to read his mood and you are able to read her mood, it's a good one. That means you are on the same level, understanding each other. Now, if your wife understands you and you don't understand her, she feels pain in her. That same pain she feels in her is the same pain you will feel as a man if you understand her and she has refused to understand you. Putting yourself in your spouse's shoes. Put yourself in your spouse's shoes. The same way you feel when I fail to do my duty as a wife. That is the same way you feel when you refuse to do your duty as a man, as a husband. So the moment you know that, however I feel when you do opposite of what I expected of you, is the same way your spouse will feel when she do, or he or she do the same way. So try to understand, as in study your spouse. Understand what her pain is. Understand what her gain is. Understand what her joy is. Understand her interest. Some wives, what their husband does not interest them. Some men, what their wife does not interest them. How you feel when things I do does not interest you is the same way I feel when things I do does not interest you. Now, we'll move on to another point, which is trust, which is very, very important, and is one of the things that is causing trouble in homes these days. You want me to trust you, and yet you don't trust me. When I say it's 1 o'clock, you will go and check your time. But you expect me to agree that it's 6 o'clock when you say it's 6 o'clock. For the fact that I trust you, then you should trust me. Or for the fact that we are husband and wife, if you want me to trust you, trust me. I'm not saying that for the fact that he or she doesn't trust you does not mean you should not trust him or her. No. But what I'm saying is, for the fact that when this person is not trusting you, you feel bad. When your wife does not trust you, you feel bad. That is the same way your wife will feel when you refuse to trust her. As husband and wife, we should be able to say, the light is off, then you can go in and come out. The light is off and your husband say go inside the room, and you say no, I don't know what is inside the room, I cannot go inside the room, and you feel bad because your wife does not trust you. You feel very bad. Now when the case turn and your wife say, okay, oh, this food I want you to eat it, and as a husband, your husband now said, on earth, why will I eat this food? Did I know what is inside? He said, but I'm your wife, I say you should eat this food. He said, no, you cannot eat this food until you eat it first. That means the trust is no longer there. And she, as a human being, the same way you felt when you asked her to enter the room and she did not trust your judgment, is the same way she will feel. It's the same way she will feel when she asks you to eat the food and you said you cannot eat the food unless she eats out of it. And like I said, when there is breach of trust, when apology now come in, you should be able to accept it. And when the offender already know that he has offended, then you should be able to find it easy to forgive and move on. Thank you all for following, and thank you for still being with me. Now, the barbari, the big one that I want us to talk about is the intimacy as husband and wife. Like I always say, one of the reasons why God instituted marriage, one out of many, is good sex in marriage. Now, as a man, you have urge, you can talk about it. You feel you are a man, anyhow you want it, you should say it. It is the time you want it that it will happen. No. And the moment your wife as a human being and come up, and the feelings, what she feels, she discuss with you, you see her as a bad person. You see her as spoiled, as bad. But what you feel as a human being, you don't see it as wrong. The same feeling you have when you are horny, when you have the urge, is the same way as a woman she feels. Or as a woman, your dear wife, your husband is coming at this moment that I want to have sex, I want us to be together, this moment I want to be with you. You are saying no, it's afternoon time, I don't like it in the afternoon. But at that time is the time that he wanted it. You are not in his body, you are not him. You can only imagine. You are now saying control yourself. Control what? If it's easy for you to control, it may not be easy for him to control, because for the fact that at that moment you are not in his body, you are not him, and you are not the man. And if it is a woman that is coming at that hot hour, you are saying, woman, your own is too much. Our own cannot be too much, because at that moment is our own. It's only her that know what she's feeling. And you now want to press it down. But when she do the same to you, you feel bad. And as a man, when the man do the same to you as a woman, you feel bad. You should know that intimacy, urge, like I said earlier, that I cannot be hungry, and I said I'm hungry. You now say no, I cannot be hungry. You are not me. You don't know where. Even if I eat now, you saw me eating, and I said maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes after, I said I'm hungry. I can be hungry. You may eat and stay for like 5 hours without being hungry. Me, I can eat immediately and said I am hungry. And for the fact I am hungry, looking at food, I will eat. Now, the men that will have sex with their wife and immediately they go to sleep, not minding what the wife is going through. The moment you are done, put yourself in her shoes. Now, if it is me that have not released, I have not come, I have not had my orgasm, and this woman just pack me and just leave me halfway. How will I feel? The men, they will be angry, will be very, very hot, will not find it will show on their face. Yes, it's the same way women, it's the same way women feel when women are not sexually satisfied. They feel bad. The same way you feel bad as a man is the same way women feel bad when they are not satisfied sexually. Some women want to talk about sex, but they are afraid of their husbands. Husband will say, who is teaching you? Where are you learning it from? You are a bad person. You are now this, you are now that. You are both husband and wife. And for the fact that you as a man, you can talk about sex, does not mean your wife cannot talk about sex. Put yourself in her shoe. Put yourself in his shoes. And like I said, that when husband and wife are making love, and maybe halfway, for some men that come easily, when you come as a man, yes, you are happy. Ask your wife, is this woman, are you okay? Are you happy? If she says she's not happy, that is not the time for you to come and judge. At that moment, you are not her. At that moment, for you to know what she feels, you have to put yourself in her shoes. You have to put yourself in her shoes so that you will know the pain he or she is going through. Or some men, some people, some kind of people will say, okay, I don't like it in the morning, I love it maybe at night. What now happened to me? I want it in the morning. What happened? When you do your own at night, you sleep and have a peaceful night. Okay, me that I want to do in the morning so that I can have a fulfilled day. Put yourself in my shoe and know how I feel. I gave an example to someone before now. I said, okay, for instance, you are a lawyer as a woman, and you have a case in your hand. That's a situation whereby you have refused as a man or woman to understand what your husband, the moment, the mood, the feelings of your spouse at that moment. Maybe you are a lawyer and you have a case at hand that you have not won, and the thing is really disturbing you. I tell you, the same way you feel, every part of your being, you will be concentrate on how to win that case, how to be a good lawyer, how to just make that thing work. But when your wife now come back and say, okay, or your husband that is maybe a doctor, a doctor come back from work and say, I have a patient in the office, I have a patient at hand, I need the hand of God to come upon him or her to heal her. And at that moment, maybe the man as a doctor now is not in the mood for intimacy, which you are. If he's able to explain to you that my mood right now, all I need is prayer, then you should be able to hold hands and pray and agree with him. The same way you feel when you have a case at hand as a lawyer is the same way I feel as a doctor when I have a patient in the hospital that needs to get well. So you don't say, now, you don't have my time, you don't have my time. The same way you feel as a doctor when you need something is the same way I feel as a lawyer when I need something regarding my work. And another example is, as a man, when you need, okay, no, let me take it this way. As a woman, when you don't have money, sometimes as a woman, me, when I don't have cash at hand, the way I feel I was asking a lady during the day, I said, how did you feel when you don't have money in your hand? She said she feel depressed. So how much more a man, the head of the home, that's supposed to take some certain responsibility, did you think he would just be smiling? A responsible man should not just be laughing up and down when he cannot meet his family needs. He should be responsible enough to think and even show it and show. It's not left for you as a woman to say, don't worry, all will be well. Even at that, don't worry, all will be well, if there is no cash coming out, the face will still be like that. So if you as a woman can feel bad when you don't have money in your hand, then excuse me, then a man when it comes, I'm still talking about intimacy. The intimacy period, maybe you dance to his side, or you dance to her side, and something is on her mind or his mind, because there is no way, the greatest asset, the greatest weapon to use to enjoy sex is your mind. When your mind is at peace, when everything is in order, then you fly. There won't be go slow, there won't be trouble. But the moment your mind is not at peace, it can even be, let my people go, and let my people go is not really the best. So like I said, if money is involved, and when you don't have money you feel bad, you should know that your spouse, your wife or your husband feel the same when there is no money at hand. Then you should be able to reason together. And I mentioned giving before. During this time, if it is money that is this man's problem, or is money that is this woman's problem at this moment, the challenge now is money. You have, give. If you expect me to give when you don't have, then you should give me when I don't have. So the issue of intimacy between couples, please and please, you should be able to put each other put yourself in my shoes, and I put you in my shoes, and life will be smooth, things will be beautiful, and we have a great home. But the moment blessing Adam, you're welcome. The moment we are assuming, the moment I assume that you should know, you should do this, you should do that, things will definitely always go wrong. So if you as a man, you think you can go for 3 rounds, then if your wife can go for 3 rounds, you shouldn't call her names. You shouldn't think that she's doing too much. What give you the grace to do more than 3, we also give her the grace to do more than 3 as a human being. However you feel when your husband or your wife deny you of sex, that's the same way you feel. The same way you feel when she denies you, that's the same way she feels when you deny him. So another thing is, there is this say in my place that say, I will say it in my language, and I will try as much as possible if I can say it in English. But in case I cannot say it, please bear with me. You say, "Ọmọ lọ́mọ là ń rán kó dé tòrutòru." What this means is, it is somebody else's child. You can send on a journey and expect him or her to return even at 1 a.m. I said, don't worry, you can be coming. But if it is your own child, the child as in your own biological child, you say, if it is night, don't worry, just stay back, make sure you don't walk at night. But if it is somebody's else child, you say, what stops you? You can make it now. After all, other people are on the street. Why is your own not on the streets? If you know that your child cannot walk on the street by 1 a.m., then another person's child should not walk on the street by 1 a.m. If you know that if your wife deny you sex will pain you, then you as a man don't deny your wife sex, so that she will not feel bad. Maybe your wife deny you sex, you are not able to sleep. If you deny your wife sex, she will not be able to sleep. So with all this my grammar, all this my Turenchi, if I continue from now, I will keep saying it and saying it and saying it. So the summary of the talk is, put your spouse in your shoes, and put yourself in your spouse's shoes. What I feel, if you feel it, will you survive it? Appreciate me for who I am. And the background, my life, my brought up experience is quite different from your own. If you were brought up from the environment I was brought up, will your life be as better as my own? For the fact that you were brought up in a good environment, and for the fact that you are like this as a man, does not mean okay you have it all good when you were growing up. Does not mean I have it all good when I was growing up. And for the fact that, thank you, Mama. And for the fact that I grew up in that environment I grew up. If you were the one, no, it's not like that. Okay, I grew up in a particular environment and I survived it. I survived it does not mean that it was easy. Put yourself in my shoes And that time I was in that environment, how easy was it for me? If it wasn't easy, then it will not be easy for you if you were to be there. And some things will happen. The way you judge it, the way we judge things, is not really the way it's supposed to be. Because sometimes you expect things, by the time I get home, things should just be fine. Yes, you expect things to be fine, but if it's not fine, put hands together. Maybe you are back from work and you discover that your wife is not ready with the food. Instead of just there nagging, talking, what are you doing since morning? Anything can happen. It's just like you are coming from work and your car had a problem on the way. You didn't plan for it. You tell when you get home, your wife, what happened? What did you say? I have my car had developed issue on the way. Oh, thank God you are here now. They said, okay, you now expect, or why would she say, why don't you look for a mechanic? Why don't you fix it yourself? Why don't you? You will feel bad because you will feel she doesn't have respect for you. And when you now get home, the food is not ready. And so you just say, apologize, okay, because of this, because of that, it's because of this, because of that. And you are like, oh, is that all you can say? You just started talking. Well, the same thing that happened to you on the way, that you couldn't help it, is the same thing that could just happen that will make the food to be delayed. And if you expected her to believe you that you say you have a problem with your car on the way, then you should believe her for saying she has a challenge in cooking the food. Once again, to have a good home, to be able for us to enjoy this ourselves, enjoy yourself, enjoy your marriage and be happy, put your spouse in your shoes. Put yourself in her shoes, and as a woman, put shoes. Your husband is telling you, I have an appointment by 8 a.m. and you're like, who is out by 8 a.m.? You want her to believe you because you don't want to believe. The summary again, please, forgiveness. When you want to be when you want somebody to forgive you, forgive. When you want somebody to give you something, learn how to give. When you want somebody to understand your feeling, then try and understand the person's feeling. If you need help, be ready to help me when I ask for. Don't judge me. When you want me to pray for you, pray for me. Understanding. Yes, you want me to understand you. Understand me. When I tell you it's like this, take your time to study me, and I will take my time to study you. Trust is very, very important. As long as I trust you, then trust me. Don't doubt me, don't judge me, and don't imagine. Intimacy, as much as good sex and marriage is good, we should try to understand each other. If your libido is high, your wife as a man, as a woman, if your husband's libido is high, you can just imagine there are women that their libido is higher than their husband's own. What if you are this person? Let's assume that you are the man and you have a higher libido. Is it a crime? It's not a crime. It will never be a crime. So as a woman, maybe you have a higher libido and your husband's libido is low. You as a man, you should know that for the fact that this thing is happening to this woman, it can happen to me as well. So let's put each other in our shoes for better understanding and for a better relationship. May the Lord bless our marriage always. If there's anyone that are having problem in understanding, if there's any home that are finding it difficult to understand each other, I pray for peace of God. I pray for wisdom. I pray for understanding. I pray for forgiveness. I pray for grace to forgive each other, grace to understand each other, grace to love each other, grace to understand each other's feeling, grace to trust each other, grace even to understand the intimacy, the desire, sexual desire of each other. And I pray by the grace of God, our marriage shall continue to work and work well. I love you. I will always love you. Thank you and thank you again. Please don't forget to share this video. Tell your friends and family to follow this page on bedroom. On Facebook is bedroom zone, and on Instagram is bedroom_zone. On YouTube, by the grace of God, this video will be posted to YouTube. The YouTube handle is Boudoir Plus TV, BOUDOIR, Boudoir Plus TV on YouTube. Share, follow, like, and subscribe. God bless you and bless me too. To my dear husband, Engineer Solomon Onazi, thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for trusting me, and thank you for believing in me. By the grace of God, our marriage will not scatter. We'll continue to love each other. We'll continue to love and adore you and respect you. Thank you for being calm. Thank you for being responsible. And thank you for all the prayers. I really appreciate you, sir. You know I love you. And I know you do love me. I will love you forever. I will appreciate you forever. You are the best thing that can ever happen to me in this world. After God, you are next. Thank you very much, sir. Bye.